It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.
Yeah, it's the Conjugal Visits right here on KGFRocks.com through Spreaker. And I'm here with my good friend, Guido. What's going on, man?
First of all, who the fuck told you I was your friend?
Nobody, man. I just figured, I assumed by the way you kiss my ass on a daily basis that, you were my friend. I mean, only a friend would kiss your ass, right?
You never know.
You never know.
Could too.
Yeah. I guess you could hate somebody behind their back and still kiss their ass.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, how are you?
I've got
my
bosses
friend?
like that. I'm good, my friend. I'm okay. I really am okay. Went to the cardiologist this week, and I was curious to want to know why he wanted to do a rectal exam. But listen, it's one of those things.
Was it a rainbow cardiologist?
Well, no, but it was kind of odd that he had unicorn rubber gloves. I didn't get that. I really didn't quite get that.
Speaking of unicorns, do you remember the animals on the song The Unicorn? Remember the song The Unicorn?
Yeah, I think I do.
By the Irish Rovers?
By the Irish Rovers? No, I'll have to look that one up. I'm not too familiar with that.
Come on, there was, it was talking about Noah's Ark, and it was a folk song, you don't remember? Come on. But they forgot the unicorn. That's why there is no unicorns today.
Well, yeah, I know that's why there's no unicorns, is they forgot to get one on the Ark. Such as fairy tales are. There are fairy tales. So they let the poor unicorn, they let the poor unicorns drown, is what it comes down to. Animal cruelty started a long, long time ago. It really did. They left the unicorns behind. They left the Tyrannosaurus Rex behind too. They forgot to bring that, and the cross zebra.
You know what else they left behind?
What?
You know what else they left behind? Good rock music. But
no, they the only.
So, anyways.
Anyway.
Well, they left the good.
Anyway, I got a bone to pick with you, man. I really do. You destroyed, because your wife was in the room. You destroyed an entire segment.
I did.
Last week.
Yes.
Yes. So Rocky. Well, now, who is Charlie? Is that who it is? Yeah, Charlie. Who's Charlie?
You know what's even sadder? Not that I hid that last week, but the fact that you remembered my penis's name. So I don't know what's worse, me forgetting it or you remembering it.
Well, I wrote it down, see? I wrote it down.
You can't remember the password to the website, but you can remember my penis's name.
Yes. Well, to be honest, Charlie's a pretty common name, man.
It is.
I mean, you would think
but
it
was
would
Charlie,
be like Vince or Thor or
because the muffin was her muffin was the angel, and I was Charlie, and she was my angel. So it was
Charlie's angel. Well, that could go awry. But Charlie's angels, plural.
So that's why I don't get that angel anymore.
Oh. Well, hey, listen. So anybody else out there that has a name for their genitalia or their mate's genitalia, come on into the chat room and chat with us and let us know. Give us some ideas for some pet names for your genitalia, okay?
And Free Ride said it's not genitalia, it's genitalia.
Genitalia. Yeah, genitalia. Yeah, that's one of those things. So if you got a pet name for your genitalia, let me know so I can share with everyone what your name is. Yeah, like you're gonna do that, right?
Yes. Like I go. Did you ever get naked in front of your wife and say hello to my little friend?
No, but my she says that my idea of foreplay is baby, brace yourself. So that's my foreplay.
My
there.
favorite line is, "Would you like to play cowgirl tonight and jump on the baloney pony, baby?" Yeah, something like that.
I come from the island, the Hawaiian Islands. Yeah, Hanawalea, and my cousin is from Honolulu, and we used to be really cool friends when we were growing up in California, and he had to tell me when he first got laid, and I told him, what's how old are you now? And he says, well, I'm still your age. And I said, oh, things didn't change then, right? No. Well, I got laid 6 years ago. What took you so long? So, things happen. Things happen over time. So, go ahead.
How old were you the first time?
My first time, I was 16.
Damn, late bloomer.
Yeah, late bloomer.
13.
But you were 13? Did you even know what you had there, or?
No, but I tell you, the best one I had is when I was 16. I dated this 24-year-old woman.
See, now wait a minute. Wait. The best one should be your first one. I mean, that's your actual first one, right?
No, that was with some sweat hog. That was some fat, thick shit smelled and everything.
Yeah. No, you don't want any of that.
Yeah. I don't even know if I was in.
No, you probably weren't.
I was probably.
You were in a fold. You weren't in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in the fold.
Yeah. It was like put some flour on and ride the wave in, honey.
Yeah, one of those.
But when I was 16,
16.
24.
Yeah.
And,
what happened?
Well, I thought I was in love because dating 24-year-old and I had sex whenever I wanted and beer whenever I wanted. It wasn't love. I was just having the fucking time of my life.
Yeah. She had an old. It's like that MILF thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it definitely the MILF thing. Because my first one was older than me too. She was 22.
Mm-hmm. And I thought you were going to say like 62 because you like the granny pants.
No. She was 22, and it was my first time, and it was kind of, I didn't know what I was doing. She did all the work,
What's funny is today, for both of us, that was 20 or more years ago, of course. But today that would be pedophilia. They'd be pedophiles now.
Today they would definitely be on the list. They would definitely be on a hot list. That's for sure.
But is it different? Here's a question for you, and this is a real, serious question.
Sure.
You got twins, okay?
Right.
You got one girl. They're both 16.
Right.
Your son comes home and tells you he's sleeping. Dad, I'm sleeping with the 24-year-old girl. Or what do you say?
Go for it, dude.
Okay. Now your 16-year-old daughter comes home and says, I'm sleeping with a 24-year-old man.
Where the fuck is he? I'm going to fucking kill him.
So why is that?
It's a double standard, I think. I think that a 24-year-old guy is violating a 16-year-old girl. It just goes too far. Now, a female with a young man, a 16-year-old, is I think that it's hard to explain.
Yeah, but I understand where you're coming from because a father of three girls, I had the same philosophy in my son too, and I wouldn't be as upset. But it's still wrong because,
right?
A 16-year-old boy is less advanced actually mentally than a 16-year-old girl.
Well, would you be less apt to report it?
Yes, for my son, I probably wouldn't, but for my daughter, oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
there is a difference.
There is, and I'm not saying it's right though. I'm saying it's wrong. I'm wrong for thinking that way. I should be just as equally pissed off as my son did that I should as my daughter.
Right, but you gotta view the circumstances. Most times, the 16-year-old girl is not going to be all right. Let's do this, right? The guy is going to, the male is probably going to say, hell yeah, let's rock, but the female is less apt to, and I think that there's a step over the line of innocence when you do that. Uh, Not that we would be, not that I'm, that's nothing, that's not even in the realm of thought for me. But of course, I had a daughter, and she had her first child when she was, I think, 19. So she was, when she had her first child when she was like 19. So she was an adult. She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was getting into. It's just one of those things where I, I think it has
It's one of
something
those
to do with
times
our
where it's
society.
okay to be a double standard. It
Yeah,
does because everything has to do with our society. In other countries, there is no age of consent as much and stuff. Some countries
Well, yeah.
you see them marrying 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, men are
Well,
marrying.
you see that here in the United States too.
You do too, but in other countries it's more prevalent and it's more acceptable.
Yeah,
you do
it's
it
more
here,
accepted. You do it here,
right?
you're going to prison
Right.
because
So
they won't legally let you do
and
it anyway.
it's all about how your perception and your mindset is of the country you grow up in, because we're all different in these countries. We're all the same, but we all have different ideals. You know what I mean? So people see sex and age and all this and whatever as differences. But there's stupid rules in this country. I know somebody that got on the sex offenders list because he pissed out in public and some little girl saw him.
Yeah. Seen that. I've seen that a dozen times. Well, they do that automatically for Mardi Gras here in St. Louis. You are actually, if you get caught pissing outside at Mardi Gras, you are charged as a sex offender.
And that's bullshit, dude. That's crazy.
Well,
That
I
is-
mean,
because you know
you're
what?
walking by with your 4 or
Your kid can
5-year-old.
go on this computer. Yeah, but your kid can go on this computer and get all that if they want.
Well,
Just
not if
get
you're
it.
a good parent, they can't. Not
I
if
don't
you're a
know.
good parent.
You could be the best parent in the world. You can't stop at them from everything. And pissing out in public, yeah, it's wrong. You shouldn't do it in front of children. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it in front of children, but you shouldn't be on a list with rapists and people that really hurt people.
No, and there shouldn't be marijuana users in prison with hardened criminals,
Correct.
and with hardened assholes. So yeah, no, there's a difference. I guess we set a standard, man.
Yeah.
We set this up all on our own. We don't need to do any of that stuff.
Right.
As far as the kids are concerned, let them grow. Let the kids grow, and I don't think that it's going to be that much of an issue. How do I say it? Oh gosh. I don't think we should hold our children to a different standard than what we were held by, and so
Well,
that idea just doesn't change with me. Does that make sense?
I get that, but society has changed because back in the 60s, dude, if you would have peed out in public, they wouldn't have fucking put you on a sex offenders list.
Oh hell no, hell no.
So I'm saying, our ideals have changed about what's right, acceptable, right, and wrong. And I just don't think something that minor should be on a hardened criminals list. It just doesn't make sense to me. That's all I'm saying.
Right, I agree. I agree with that. No, I don't think it should be either. I don't think it should be either. Definitely
And
don't.
who knows? But anyways, we got an extra day this month. It's the leap year.
It's
isn't
a leap year, isn't it?
it? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should celebrate the fact that it's a leap year, and take care of business. You know what I'm saying?
Taking care of business.
Get that extra day, man. Live for the day.
So there's those people that were born tomorrow on the 29th, and this is their fourth birthday. They don't have birthdays every 4 years, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
How would
that's
So- born on
they change.
Tuesday.
Don't they change the day?
Yeah, they do realistically, but on your driver's license, it's going to say February 29th.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
That always makes sense. I'm Guido.
Yeah, you are the Guido. You are definitely
Yeah.
Guido.
So we got a guest on tonight, don't we?
Yes, we do. It's Dave Heagle, and he is the lead singer from our good friends over at Madman's Diary, a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne. And
Cool.
boy, when he's on stage, man, he really, really plays the part. And the audience digs it, and with all the I
Well, you have
can't,
to
you
if
know,
you're gonna have people pay money to see you be Ozzy, they want you to be Ozzy.
they
Just like
definitely want you to be Ozzy.
and Elvis impersonators. Okay, you go see Elvis impersonators, and there's so many Elvis impersonators,
Sure.
but doesn't mean they're all good. I've seen some that are like, yo, whoa, dude, the King would punch you right in the fucking face.
Right.
And I've seen some that are amazing. We got a guy here in Buffalo. His name's Terry Buckwald, who's won competitions in Las Vegas. He's really good, and then there's some, like I said. So you got to play the part. If you're gonna do it, and your fans are paying the money to see you, be it, do it. And I, from what I hear, this guy does do it the right way.
Yeah, he does. He does. And the whole band is awesome. I mean, their talent is really fantastic. I've seen them two or three times. I got the opportunity to introduce the band one night, and that was exciting, man. That was a whole lot of fun, and we enjoyed doing that. That's for sure. So yeah, they always put on a great show. They've got some shows coming up here shortly. They've got one in Kansas City coming up, and I think another one in St. Louis. But we'll find out from Dave what's going on. And
Yeah, we'll let Dave tell us.
yeah, and he's got some pretty interesting stories to tell. And we're going to talk about Ozzy Osbourne. We're going to talk about tribute bands in general, and what he thinks of the concept and how much it's catching on, not only locally but nationally. And we're going to just touch on all of that stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to bring him in. That's going to be exciting. It's
You
going
know
to
what
be
I'm excited
exciting.
about?
What's that?
I'm excited about this week's Artist of the Week. I mean, I really am. It's
Do you like Janice?
I do.
I love
I,
Janice. I think Janice was awesome. Could you imagine what she would have done if she had lived and maybe, got off the dope?
well, you know what you could say about anybody. I know we've talked about this before, and
Yeah.
it's true though. I mean, okay, what if Jimi Hendrix? What if John Lennon didn't die? What if? I mean, they could have been something, or they could have been nothing.
Right.
But I doubt it. I doubt that Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin and John Lennon would have ever been not
Just
important to us.
right.
So,
But I would have loved to seen her grow into the '80s.
sure.
I really would have loved to see where she was going to go. And she was she was a bluesy girl. She was what was her name? Holiday, that one African American artist,
Billie Holiday.
Billie Holiday. She
Yeah.
had the same issues as Janice did, heroin. And it was they just can't leave it alone, man. I don't know what it is
Oh,
about that drug.
so many people in the music community have died of heroin. I mean, eh, look at Brian Jones. They think died of heroin from the Stones. He had
As a part,
Ashford Cook some heroin before he shot himself.
well, as a part of Ozzy Osbourne's sobriety, he is now talking to AA and narcothon. Is that what it is?
Narcotics.
Narcoholics or whatever the hell, narcoholics or whatever the hell it is, and he's busy doing speaking engagements with them and giving positive reinforcement to those people who just can't seem to leave the drugs alone. And hell, we all know it's public that Ozzy partook and used, and his speech has gotten so much better.
I know. I
over the
wonder
last
how it
few
would have been
years.
when he first started, though. When he first started doing it, save me.
It's hilarious.
I know.
What the fuck?
But then he'd get on stage and he would sound amazing, because I've seen Ozzy in concert several times,
Right.
And he talks normal when he's on stage. I love you all, But when he's on,
I
when
can't
he was on,
fucking hear you.
right, when he was on his talk or on his Osborne show, they had to have subtitles under him. It'd be like,
I wonder
I
if
want,
Dave.
where's
I
my
wonder,
remote? I want some orange juice. Oh, that's what he said.
yeah.
I thought he said, fuck her in the ass and take her out back. I don't know.
I wonder
But
if Dave could do a really good Ozzy. We're gonna have to ask him to try it for us tonight. We're gonna have to put him on the spot. We need to get a good Ozzy Osbourne. I think we really need to do that, and I'd love to get him to do a couple of sound bites for us. That would be awesome. We'll have to talk him into doing that. Might be pretty funny. Might be pretty interesting. Well,
You never
what
know.
what else you got going on, man? I did a show today, man.
I know.
I did a show
I,
today. It was good, man. I had a good time. Played
I
some
was
really
trying.
good stuff, man. Kind of,
Yeah.
stuff I haven't heard in a long, long time. So,
But you
if
heard
you
it today.
but I heard it today. That's right.
That's
And that's
right.
what KGFRocks.com is all about. And that's what internet radio is all about. Before we bring our guest in, uh, I've got something I want to play for you folks. And I hope you get it. Okay. And we're going to bring Dave in here shortly. So hang tight with us. Okay. Just hang tight. It's going to be a great show. We'll be right back. This is KGFRocks.com, and this is the Conjugal Visit.
If you're listening to this internet radio station right now, chances are you're doing so because you've discovered something that you can't find on the commercial airwaves. But this radio station and thousands of other small internet broadcasters are currently in the fight for their life. The music royalty fees we must pay for 2016 have much more than quadrupled because of new performance fee rulings by the Copyright Royalty Board. Many smaller webcasters have already run out of money and closed down, and this station may soon face the same fate. You can help bring legislative action to bring royalty costs back down to affordable levels and help us keep providing the kind of programming that has brought you to us in the first place. Please help by adding your voice to those fighting for our survival. Helping costs you nothing, and it can help save this radio station. Go to www.radiodiversity.org. That's www.radiodiversity.org. Our survival depends on your voice. Please go now and make your voice heard so you can continue to hear ours. Thank you.
And we're back.
But of course, we're going to have technical difficulties, right, Guido?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me try and add Dave in. He's just not letting us in because it says that we haven't added, he hasn't accepted, but I know he has.
Yeah. And, well, is he online? Hey, he's got followers listening. He should be here.
Yeah.
Tell him to get on Skype if you know him.
Yeah, he's going to need to reboot his Skype.
Yeah. Is he, can he chat with us?
No, yeah, he can voice us, but he can.
Are you talking to him right now?
Yeah, I'm talking to him right now, back and forth, and it just it
call
won't.
him.
That's what I'm doing.
It's that simple.
Yeah, I'm just going to call him on the phone. Yeah, we'll just do this here.
Yeah, and this is the benefits of running an internet radio station. You got technology at your fingertips. Doesn't always work, but you still have it. Or did you hit the juice a little hard tonight? Did you hit the sauce a little hard tonight, Free Ride?
No, man, I didn't hit the sauce. I swear to God.
Yeah,
I swear I didn't hit no sauce.
You positive?
I'm positive.
Are we still online? Are you still there?
Here we go. I'm going to call him on the phone.
Yeah, call him.
Yeah.
Get that. It's like a real live call-in radio show.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, Dave. Free ride.
Hi, bud.
Hey, sorry about that, man. We've got you live on the air now. How you doing, man? I don't know what the deal was. I have no idea what the deal was with Skype, but you know what? The heck with it. We just decided to call you on the phone. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I got Mike here. We're in our studio here, and yeah, we're good.
Oh, all three of you there, huh? Wow. Excellent.
Which one plays the guitar in that song?
What's that?
Did you hear the song we played just now?
No, we didn't. We had the sound off.
Oh, all right. We played one of your songs.
Madman's Diary.
Yeah, which song was it, though? I forgot now.
Diary of a Madman.
A Diary of the Madman. And the guitar work in there was pretty good. I was just giving kudos out to that. The whole thing was good, but...
that's a great tune. Probably one of Randy's best pieces, in our opinion.
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah, it was very good.
Welcome to the show. So I say welcome to the show. I'm Guido. That's Free Ride, of course. And welcome to the Conjugal Visits, my friend.
Yeah, glad to have you on, man. I've been waiting a long time to get you on here, dude.
Yeah, it's good to be here, and don't get anything on it, because it's a Conjugal Visit, you know?
Yeah, excellent. Excellent, yeah. Yeah, well, the conjugal visits are the fun kind of visits that you get, you know, not the visit from your lawyer. It's the good visit, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if they have the trailers out back anymore, you know.
Yeah. We have Mike with us, too, the bass player. So it's myself, I'm the Ozzy guy, and then Mike's the bass player. All right, Dad.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good.
Good. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
I think what Dave has to do is, I think, Dave, you need to reboot your Skype. And then maybe after we do another song here in a little bit, we could just go over to Skype so you guys are a lot more comfortable. Does that sound okay?
That works.
Okay, that's cool. But anyway, I just wanted to ask you. I mean, we were talking. We've been talking for a long time about royalties, and I know that you guys have, you're using Ozzy Osbourne persona to earn. And have you reached out to them at all, to his camp at all, and talked with them?
We got shut down by his camp. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, well, we haven't gotten any kind of cease and desist letter or anything crazy like that. We've gotten our YouTubes have been pulled down, and then we get them back up. We've kind of gone back and forth with that. Now, we do know someone that works in the camp personally, and so we know that they have seen our material. We've reached out twice by letter to Sharon, because really she's the business person there, right. And never gotten a response. But I know that she knows we exist. She's seen our videos. She commented that they were very good. The one gentleman that we know that works for them, he actually came to one of our sound checks, and he gave us kudos. So, I think not being shut down and not getting a cease and desist letter from him is a good thing at this point, because, I'm certain that they probably have some sort of rules that we're not abiding by. But in our opinion, we're just honoring someone that we love. And, let's face it, we're not making any money, for them to come knocking on our door for. If we were towing down and making, few $1 million a year, I'm sure that they would want a piece of it at that point. But we're keeping this cat alive, and that's the way we look at it, is that, we're just, like I said, honoring a hero and keeping that great music forefront and in people's minds and fresh.
Right.
Well, you guys...
That's one thing I don't get, because, Metallica with all these cease and desist letters and everything. Now, think of the Elvis Presley camp. How many Elvis impersonators are out there? They never once said a word about any of them.
No.
And it's just...
Yeah, but none of them even come close. I've never seen an Elvis impersonator even come close.
No, but I'm just saying the Elvis Presley camp could go after each and every one of them Elvis Presley impersonators, but they don't. True. And I don't understand why the rock community bands are doing that, because, like you said, you're paying tribute to a person you admire, and That's what all tribute bands are, in my opinion.
And I think as long as you're doing it justice, I guess if you were going out there and blowing a load at it, they would. I mean, I personally, if I was a multi-platinum selling artist and somebody was mocking me and it sucked, I'd probably say stop. You know, as long as it didn't suck, you know, why not? It's an honor.
That Metallica band really sucked, man. I mean, I don't, you know.
Well, you know what? Another thing that this does is like the Metallica thing and this and that. It creates more buzz for that band because there's no, you know.
Oh, yeah. Gets them out there even more.
Absolutely. And now if they're still performing that Metallica band, their shows probably went up a few. You know, the amount of people there. I'm sure of it. And just like
logo or something, right?
Yeah, somewhere. I don't even remember. I just remember the thing. I actually went and ran it on Metallica's Facebook because I thought it was kind of BS, you know. And I got all these hate replies from the true hard Metallica fans, but I am a Metallica fan too. I'm not against the band. I'm against their business decisions, you know.
Right. No, that Lars has done some poorly things.
I do have that Skype rebooted now, so whenever you want to try that. Yeah, you know, I think it's foolish for them to go after people when, let's face it, classic rock is classic rock now. You know, our era is now classic rock. And I think whatever you can do to keep a buzz going and to keep people coming back and listening to your music and buying new stuff and exposing a whole new generation to it is awesome. You know, we meet people all the time that are our age, you know, the 40 to 50-year-old crowd, that they're bringing their kids with them to the shows, and they're exposing them to all sorts of this great old metal and classic rock. And to me, that's so important that the next generation gets exposed to that because, let's face it, turn on FM and it fucking sucks, you know?
Yeah.
Guaranteed. It does.
Yeah. We brought a little guy up on stage in Huntsville, Alabama, and pretty sure we changed the face of his life. You know,
oh, he did all the work to the Crazy Train.
Yeah, and you know, we heard from his parents afterwards and how great it was, and it really inspired him. We've met a lot of really cool people like that and connected.
He was about 8 years old, wasn't he?
Yeah, to connect with people on that level and expose younger people to this kind of music is so important because the new music nowadays, very little talent, very little instrumentation happening, very little actual vocal inflections and nuances and things like that. It's, you know, it's a sad time right now in music, I think, personally.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you very much on that point. Matter of fact, newer bands, we'll see, Disturbed. They're old, so... I mean, I guess you're right. There isn't much great music coming out these days. But is that because, like you said, you hit it before, radio, FM, controlled what you listen to. So is that why music sucks today? Maybe it is. You know, all these years, only these true music listeners that actually bought the Ozzy album and bought the Dio album knew those other tracks that made them iconic. But radio refused to play those songs.
Right.
You know, so maybe these kids today didn't get to hear that shit, so that's why it sucks. I don't know, but we got to change music, right? That's the bottom line.
Well, I think it's a very shallow time for FM, anyways, and I think it's a very computer-driven genre of music right now, where everything is kind of cut and paste. There's a formula to it, you know, and they're all sticking with this particular formula. It's a drum machine, it's a computer, it's a guy plunking around on a keyboard and comes up with a new sound, and that is what it is. And then when they go to recreate it live, 90% of the time, it's probably 95% tracks that are being played with the sequence along with them. And, you know, there's admittedly a lot of bands play with tracks now and probably more count on the tracks. But I think back in the 80s when all the big vocal harmonies and stuff came out with bands like Firehouse and Bullet Boys and things like that, they had all these background vocals that they would sequence in and or bring in via an ADAT machine, and it was somewhat acceptable, and use harmonizers. It was somewhat acceptable at that time, whereas now they're not even trying to bring in an actual recording. They're playing along with a recording with a click track,
Right.
So to me, there's a lot of substance issues there. There is no substance.
Well, there's also the what is that thing where you can just auto tune, and you could sound. I mean, Free Ride could have a million seller single with his voice,
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Can. Well, anybody can. I mean, auto-tune, if you took the auto-tuner away from some of these pop stars today and heard their real voice, you'd be like, why the fuck are they up there? Oh, because she's hot. Okay, I get it now.
It's being pushed. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a formula to it, and I don't know if you all have gone on the back end and pulled up some of the front of house. They have these front of house recordings that they've released now of Britney Spears and a couple of the other gals that are out there that are very well known for their auto tuning. They will put the recordings side by side and let you listen to what the crowd hears and then what the front of house is hearing, and it is totally fucking 100% awful. On one side.
Yeah, I've heard some.
It's sad. It's sad. That's sad that we accept that, or that I won't say we accept it, but the younger generation accepts it as entertainment when really it's just lip syncing. I mean, you all remember Milli Vanilli. They were the first people to really get busted for doing that. Now it's admitted. Now it's totally acceptable.
Well, I mean, if you remember back in the day, whenever people did like the Ed Sullivan Show and American Bandstand, and hell, I've seen a video of Uriah Heep on British Top 10, the TV show from the BBC, and they were lip syncing. And that was back in the day where they didn't do a full setup, They just, they lip synced the song, and then the audience would clap, yay, that kind of thing. And then they do a short interview,
But that was acceptable because everybody knew that.
Everybody knew it was lip syncing, right. but the songs were great anyway. But when you saw Don Kirshner's rock concert, I think all of that needed to change. As soon as Don Kirshner's rock concerts started doing their shows in the 70s, that was live shit. I remember seeing Brownsville Station, Humble Pie, Wishbone Ash, all these bands doing that show, and it was a great show, and it was all live.
I used to watch it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The guy sitting next to me was a Martian.
I'm only 41, so I watched the VH1 Classics.
Okay, no, I'm an Eric.
Yeah, I'm just a classic old fool over here.
So let me ask as a band question. So obviously, I could probably answer this myself, but I would have to say your favorite era is the Randy Rhoads era, correct?
Yeah, I would say probably across the board. I could probably answer for all four of us.
Yeah,
that would be pretty accurate. I mean, I personally, I've just recently gotten into a lot of the newer stuff,
right.
Black Rain, and gosh, the new Black Sabbath is fucking off the chain. It's just killer. If we were to start this band today, I would probably be playing a lot of the new Black Sabbath because it's great. It really is some of the best stuff. I love the production on it. It's great sounding stuff. It's raw. But yeah, we go back to the beginning of Ozzy going solo, and that's where we started this project at, and we concentrated solely on those first two albums for probably, I want to say, our first year. That's all we did. And then we started, as we saw gigs coming in and the need to change the show, then we started getting into some of the newer stuff.
Okay.
That was myself. Both did see Ozzy with Randy Rhoads in '82 for the Diary of Madman tour.
Oh.
We were talking about it recently.
I saw that tour, the Diary of the Madman tour. I saw that. I think Motley Crue opened up that tour.
Yeah.
I seen that one. That was an awesome tour.
So this was at the Kill Auditorium when Ozzy first took off the soul stuff. It was just starting to get going.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that is nobody thought he would make it on his own.
No. You know, I mean, as much as a lot of the pure Ozzy fans will bitch about Sharon all day long, and rightfully so. She does some things that are colorful that we don't like. But he wouldn't be out in forefront if it weren't for her stepping in, I don't think. Because let's face it, he's had some challenges as far as, substance abuses and things like that. And the woman took him and got him back into the industry, and kudos to that, because there's some fucking great music that's come out of him, and a lot of great things have happened with Ozzy. Mike and I were just discussing earlier as we were preparing for the evening that, Ozzy got turned down for, what was it, Lollapalooza? Yeah, they wanted to
share the bill.
Wanted to go on Lollapalooza, and they turned him down and told him that they were has-beens and that Ozzy's music was no longer relevant. So that's how Ozfest came about.
And it kicked Lollapalooza's ass.
You know that, and it really exposed a lot of the, again, younger generation coming up, and they brought in all these newer bands like Disturbed and Megadeth and Godsmack and all these bands that have come through Ozfest. Let's face it, Sharon.
Well, they knew a good thing.
Launched a lot of careers.
Launched a lot of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, they knew a good thing when they saw it. They know Ozzy's the best. I mean, when it comes right down to it, I think Ozzy, not that he did better than what he did with Black Sabbath, but I think Ozzy was surrounded by the right people. And
he was, and this, you can argue this or not, but Ozzy, before Ozzy left Black Sabbath was Tony. That was Tony's band, okay? He was the guy in the band. He was the one that everybody liked. When Ozzy went on his own, he became Black Sabbath then because of his success.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I think he became not just the second guy in Black Sabbath, because let's face it, that was Tony's band, man. He was all about Black Sabbath. He wrote all that shit, But now, since Ozzy had such much success, it's Ozzy's band, both of them. Black Sabbath is Ozzy's fucking band. They do what he wants.
Well, remember, originally his band was called Blizzard of Oz on that first album, and they got rid of that. Oh, it's Ozzy.
Yeah, I know. That would have been cool. That first band was great, though. You had Randy Rhoads. You had Lee Kerslake from Uriah Heep, and who was on bass? Bob Daisley, wasn't it?
Daisley's a man.
Yeah. So, and Don Airey on the keyboards. I mean, that's some fucking people there. And that's another key to Ozzy's success is he always found good replacements. It wasn't like, I need you, okay? Randy died, unfortunately, so he got Jake E. Lee, who was amazing,
Right.
But Lee Kerslake and him, then he got Tommy Aldrich, who was friggin' amazing. He always found good musicians.
Absolutely. He's got a knack for that.
Yeah.
And that's part of his longevity. That's why he's still relevant.
Yeah, and if you're in the industry and you're forefront in that camp, you can bet that there is a formulation to things and how they work and how talent is brought in. They just don't pick a guy out of the sky.
Right.
It's brought in for a very orchestrated reason, and you're only as good as the rest of the people in your camp, that's for sure, because it takes 300 people to put on that show. Right. And then there's probably a dozen or so that make the decisions, and one of which probably Ozzy doesn't have as many decisions being made as probably Sharon does. I'm sure of that.
Oh, I'm sure of it too, but I'm sure he does have the final say on who plays with him. I remember one time, and I was super excited about it. It was in the early 90s when Steve Vai was supposed to play with him. And Yeah, and they couldn't get it along or something. He didn't like Sharon or something, so that's when they brought Zach back. It was after No More Tears and before Osmosis.
I remember all that.
Yeah, that was crazy. That would have been a kick-ass album with Steve Vai on it, though, I got to say.
Yeah, I would have liked to have heard that.
Yeah,
It would have been killer.
Sweet.
Well, listen, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run this ad and try and bring you up on Skype. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm
I got it waiting for you, so just hit the button.
Okay. All right, man. Hang on just a second. I'm going to go ahead and play this ad real quick, and then we'll be right back with these guys. This is a great interview so far. Just stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Is playing the songs from smaller and older artists who just don't get heard anymore.
You, the listener, you help keep the music alive.
That's right, Zookeeper. It's about the listeners' donations. And right now, when you donate, you get something more than just good music on your speakers.
You get me.
Kind of. Listeners do get a chance to buy airtime on shows where the DJs will play all the songs they've requested.
And we are live with the guys. Now tell us who all's there. Is that Mike is there? And then, and I'm looking at Dave there on my left. We're on video, folks. You guys are missing it, man. This is awesome. They're in the studio.
It looks like
they're in
Ozzy.
They're in the
like
studio.
Ozzy is on going country or Gator now.
Yeah. He's sporting a beard. Dave is sporting a beard. So when you go out you're going to Kansas City shortly, aren't you, Dave?
Yeah, in April is our first show back. We've been off since November-ish.
Okay.
That was by design. We were working on the bus and doing some stuff in our little studio here and working on some videos and doing some original material, actually. So, we've just been kind of hanging out, and I grew a beard because it was cold.
And deer season.
Yeah.
Well, I got the beard too because I'm here in Buffalo, New York. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little cold up there, isn't it?
Well, today it was 63 degrees,
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
but Wednesday it'll be 29.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that up and down shit. We've been getting that all year here in St. Louis, haven't we? So,
Yeah.
So when's your next show, guys?
April 23rd.
And that's in Kansas City, is that right?
Yes, at the Harrah's Voodoo Casino.
Excellent.
With another fantastic forefront of the industry band called Almost Kiss. They are endorsed by Gene Simmons, one of only 6 Kiss tribute bands in the nation that's endorsed by Gene. They've been on the show with Gene and Paul. They also helped them open up a restaurant in Kansas City. Played on stage and played with the guys. They're a fantastic band. And they have
that was in something Brews or something.
Rock and Brews.
Rock and Brews, yeah. Rock and Brews. We did an ad for them and did an interview with the owner of the one in Oklahoma City. And it's a great effort because a lot of the money is going to wounded warriors. And Gene, he's got a heart as big as the world. And I've seen Almost Kiss at the Family Arena, and they put on a bang up show. They really do put on a good show. And you guys are very fortunate to play with them guys. You guys kick ass too. So there's no gray area there. You guys really kick ass too. And I wanted to ask you. You've seen the show on Access TV about tribute bands.
Yes.
Where they're doing the tribute. Have you guys ever thought about applying for that? Trying to get on the show?
Have we thought about it?
Just once in a while.
We actually we landed their agency that they work through. They represent us, and there was talk of us going on that show at one point. We got passed on, and I don't know if it's just demographics. There was a band in California that got they're an Ozzy tribute band. They're very good. They went on instead of us. We were a little, bent out of shape about that. But there's always opportunity, and those guys have never turned their back on us, and they actually hired us for some shows. So I think it was just a demographic thing, really. I would have been very proud to represent and go do that, and I really think we could have done a lot of justice.
It may come around again.
Yeah, it may come back.
The opportunity.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen.
As long as the show doesn't get canceled, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think it is. they really did some cool stuff with that show. I just
Yeah,
saw,
they have. Yeah, I watch Access every chance I get, and they just did. Dan Rather did an interview with Sammy Hagar.
that was
And
fantastic.
I saw that.
I watched
man,
it.
that was kick ass. Man, he owns some cars, man. That fucker there, he owns some cars for sure.
Ooh, I had to go there for a minute. I had some cotton mouth really bad. So.
Yeah, yeah, cottonmouth real bad.
We don't-
Hello, hey. Nice.
Acapulco
Yeah,
Gold.
yeah. Been drinking water all night long. I can't get enough, man. I'm
No,
thirsty
I'm
like a
drinking
desert.
Out of my favorite cup in the whole world. I don't give a
Oh,
fuck.
Go
boo,
Bills.
Yeah.
boo, boo.
Go Bills.
So guys, let me ask you this. I know you've probably been to concerts all your life and you've gone to shows. Tell me the truth, Dave. What was the first band that inspired you to do rock and roll, man?
Kiss.
Yeah. Woo!
Damn. Every fucking
I
time,
told-
man.
I told
Every
him-
fucking
I
time.
told him, and he doesn't believe me, that there's so more people in the world inspired by Kiss than any other band.
I'm telling you, man, and I'm finding it out every show. I mean, it's spot on. We ask every artist that we have on who inspired them the most.
Ace Frehley, and
I was Alice Cooper though.
You're the Alice Cooper. Excellent choice. Excellent choice. Now, you saw Alice Cooper as a kid, right?
12 years old, my first concert.
He was your first concert, and you
Yep.
said, man, I'll tell you what. I went to Alice Cooper and was so high we had to leave early. He literally scared the hell out of me. But Alice was a trip, and always a lot of fun. Always,
yeah, I've seen Alice a few times, but you know what the cool thing about Alice Cooper is the older he gets, it works for him because he's scary anyways.
Yeah, he's
You know,
scary.
I mean,
He's
But
scary
you don't
as an
see
older
too many
adult.
Alice Cooper tribute bands, do you?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one in Kansas City called Strictly Alice. Then we
Okay.
just launched one here in St. Louis.
Nightmare.
It's called the Nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Both
played
of them
over.
are fantastic bands.
Right.
We played a show last year at the Cricket Wireless Amphitheater. Or no, we did video for them with Almost Kiss. We were on a video production crew also. In our band, we do videos and we do it for other bands. So we did a show with them at the Cricket Wireless Amphitheater where Almost Kiss was playing and Strictly Alice was playing also. And man, they kick ass off the charts, kick ass. It was a great show.
Nice.
Alice
Yeah.
Cooper and Kiss should have toured in the 70s. That would have been a fucking show.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been Alice Cooper and Kiss would have definitely been great.
Well, I first seen Kiss at a young age, and when I saw like Ace Frehley light his guitar on fire, I'm like, oh my fucking God. You know, that's what I want to be.
Yeah.
Well, the only part of Ace Frehley I got was, you know, coke and booze. I didn't get the guitar playing a bit.
well,
But I
it's
got
hard.
something from him at least, you know.
He's a hard act to follow. I'll tell you what. Doesn't Alice Cooper have a female guitarist now? She's a lead guitarist. I can't think of her name.
From the Iron Maidens.
Yeah, she's from the Iron Maidens, and I got a chance to see. I saw something on YouTube with her, and she just brings it, man. She's just phenomenal, and I'm sure Alice appreciates her being around while he's hanging
And not
himself.
only is she phenomenal, she's not bad to look at either.
No,
Yeah.
she's pretty hot. She's pretty fucking hot. No
He's
question
another
about
guy that's got a knack for picking good musicians too.
it. Yeah, he
He's got
surrounds
a
himself.
top-notch band behind him.
Every time you see Alice Cooper live, I've seen him twice, and they're good. The band is really fucking good. I mean, probably better than the original band itself.
Yeah.
You know, not to take nothing away from them guys because they had a classic sound of all their own, but they weren't that great musicians. You know what I mean? They were good.
And,
You evolve as you get a bigger budget. No doubt about it.
Sure.
No doubt about that, and it depends on how far you go. I mean, you know, as far as, you know, to Europe, or if you do a tour in Europe, do a short tour in Europe, or maybe go to Australia and do a small tour of Australia and raise some money, and you come back to the States and you hit the States hard with a good tour and a new album, you're going to go places, no question about that. I wanted to ask you, you started with Alice Cooper. What's your favorite Alice Cooper song, Mike?
Wow, that's a tough question there.
I know mine.
Probably something off of $1 Billion Babies. I would have to go to that album.
Yeah. Oh, Dead Babies? Yeah. $1 Billion Babies.
Mine's
My song, $1 Billion Baby, kind of sticks out. That's a great song.
Mine's Desperado.
You're
That's
just
a great one.
yeah. And of course, mine is under my wheels, and that's a good rocking song there. I always like that one, and also the Ballad of Mike Dwight. Or Dwight Fry. That's the one that kind of led me out the door at the concert here at the Kiel Auditorium.
Well,
when I saw Alice Cooper, I was frying good, man, and I said, I got to get out of here. This guy's a nut. So it was pretty scary. It wasn't my best trip.
No, my dad was a rock and roll DJ, and so he actually met my mom at a Led Zeppelin concert in House of the Holy. That's where I came from.
Really?
Yeah. So, but we always had amazing records in our house, all the new rock stuff of the 70s and 80s, because that's what he did, and I had so much music in my house, you wouldn't believe it. And one of the first albums I did get was Alice Cooper, the first album, Love It to Death, and Kiss, Kiss, Hotter Than Hell. Those were the two first records I ever listened to in my life, I think.
Good ones there.
That was my introduction to music, and right away, the Kiss blew me away because of course, the image as a young boy. The image is cool, but
absolutely,
the music was simple, but yet entertaining enough to where I could actually play that. I thought to myself, you know what I mean? And so I think that's why they appeal to so many people.
His dad would take him, and Kiss was his babysitter. He would sit him in front of the TV set with the fucking Kiss cartoons and say, "Okay, kid, leave me alone and watch this." And that's how he ended up with little brothers and sisters. Because he
do you know that the very first Kiss comic book from the 70s, they each took a vial of their blood and poured it in the Red ink.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
Really?
He joined the Kiss Army.
Yep.
There was a deal with that too, where you got the jacket and the lunchbox and the whole nine.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Same with the blood. I've never seen that on the news.
Yeah.
I got it all, man. I got everything. But that's not my favorite person in the whole world, Free Ride. My favorite person in the whole world is Elvis Presley, in my opinion, because I love him. I don't give a shit, I mean, I'm probably the only guy that can listen to Elvis Presley go right into Metallica.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You went back to your influences there, and I'll go back to mine as a year, or at least what I was exposed to as a kid. My grandfather was a jazz drummer, big band jazz. So I was from a very early age. My father was a drummer. My grandfather was a drummer. So we didn't turn the television on. We got up on Saturday mornings. The music came on. And I was exposed to great shit like Led Zeppelin and Steely Dan and Billy Joel and just all this really old killer music. Then my grandfather would come over. I'd be exposed to Buddy Rich and just all this great music. So I've had music in my life from when I was like a 5, and I knew that music was going to be there always, just because there was no getting away from it.
Right.
It just happened. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have had that, because I feel like that just took me on a path of being there's an awareness to being a musician.
You're more rounded as a musician. Well-rounded with all those influences.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. It's very eclectic. I mean, I was listening to Hayes Carl, some folk shit earlier tonight. I love all sorts of great music, and there's so many representations of great music out there. I mean, and nowadays, I think there's an oversaturation of great music that doesn't get played just because it's not mainstream. But it's out there if you seek it and find it. There's great stuff, because there's a lot of, unfortunately, with all the record labels that have gone downhill and the record sales have gone downhill, it has flourished in terms of independent indie stuff. There's a shit ton of independent indie stuff that is great fucking music that's out there touring and putting out records and supporting themselves without without a record company. And
that's the only way to make their money now.
Yeah, it's brave, and it's a bold new world out there, because you don't have to deal with a lot of the stuff that the big artists used to have to deal with. Now there's at least exposure with the internet. I mean, you hit the internet and you could go forever and not run out of material. Great music out there.
Well, the internet too, and like with our internet radio station, I mean, we play everything from the other day, like Vanilla Fudge was on, and then we had Disturbed come on. Then we had Frank Zappa come on. I mean, there's rock shouldn't be boxed. It should be free. There's so many versions of rock, you know, and it's all good. It's all good.
I get bored too quick. I gotta have a big variety moving. ADHD squirrel, right? Hey.
we don't, you know, we tried it in our first year. We were going to, you know, do all classic rock and all that stuff. But then we come to realize we pick up Rob Boyer as a DJ from Conquest Metal, and he is just rocking it out on Monday nights. A short plug for him. And so we said, well, wait a minute. And then his audience started to grow, and we said, well, wait a minute. Well, okay, we're going to change our genre, and we are just nothing but rock. We are from everything from the classics to the cutting edge right here, and we do it all at once, and we're really happy with that. And not to mention the fact that we're dealing with like guys like you, local bands and tribute bands, and we're just playing the wide spectrum of all the music that's out there, and I think it pays tribute to you guys.
Band that sends music.
Yeah, it pays.
Any indie band that sends their music to us, we're going to play. Unless it sucks. If you suck,
Unless it sucks.
You know.
Yeah, if it sucks, don't send it in. You know,
we have probably about 25 indie bands that we play on a regular basis. You know, and our listenership goes all over the place. We have an active listenership in Germany. It's one of our biggest people that listen. And because the classics over there are still happening. You know, like in Japan and Germany and that, like. Motley Crue goes over there. That's like the fucking Beatles coming to America for the first time, you know. Right. And here it's just like, oh, look, it's Motley Crue. You know what I mean? It's just
we're over it. We have a lot of. We've been spoiled for a long time.
And it's crazy how it works. It's like America's just like sucks for music right now. It's there, but nobody wants to acknowledge it. You know what I mean?
Nobody wants to play it. So
recycles every 10 years, and right now rock and metal's in a low spot. It's underground more so.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's when it becomes good.
Keep it special.
Well, that's when it becomes good because if you think about it, like rock in the 70s started to get like AOR friendly, you know, all this shit, and then the fucking punk movement came.
Right.
And underground punk movement came. It didn't get huge, but it did enough to make music shift. You know,
it shifted. The paradigm got shifted when the punk rock. You know, when you got
the Sex Pistols,
and all them guys out of New York. Even some of the Blue Oyster Cult type of stuff. When they changed a little bit from when they got out of the '70s into the early '80s, they went to that punk hard driving music. When you guys when you guys decided to go with Ozzy Osbourne, of course, I know he was one of your heroes. What is your favorite song to do on stage? Well, I know you love them all. All right, but pick one that you guys really love to play on stage.
Ready? You ready? At the same time, we're going to say the same song at the same time. I guarantee you. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Diary of a Madman.
Well, that really is. The guitar part in that. The guitar part in that should be in like some. It's amazing, even from the opening riff to the whole song. That is Randy Rhoads' masterpiece, you know.
And all the choir pieces in there.
Oh, but you know who doesn't get enough credit as Ozzy guitar player, and it pisses me off, is Zakk Wylde, because Zakk Wylde is different than Randy. He's not better. I'm not saying that. They're totally different. But Zakk, to me,
great albums with Ozzy, though. That's for sure.
Oh, he's better actually without him. Black Label Society is one of my favorite bands ever. But Zakk Ozzy always reminded me more of Black Sabbath than any other Ozzy.
Definitely,
you know what I'm
saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
It's darker and a lot more. What do you call that? I guess the lower tones that he plays. Like he puts his guitar down and all that shit. Right. It sounds lower and meaner and gravelly.
Well, when Zakk came along and they started tuning like a whole half step and then a whole step down.
Right.
I guess they accommodate Ozzy, but it obviously makes the guitar sound heavier when you tune down.
It does. Well, he progressed each time because you figure with Randy, he was more the neoclassical style. Okay.
Right.
And then with Jake E. Lee, it got more of a bluesy sound.
Yes, for sure. That's a good
And then Zakk, you said the low, gritty, punch you in the gut sound. But now with his new guy, Gus G, it's more of the shredder type again. You know,
There's some pretty good stuff in there. I've listened to it.
yeah, he's good. Gus G's amazing.
And
He came
he's
from
like developing it right now as they work together too. I'm sure it's gonna just get better.
Oh, it
There's
does.
stuff.
He's got some great tunes, and like Ozzy's whole band now. Well, he stole them all from Rob Zombie's band, but they're a great band, And but again, he knows how to find them. Who would you want to play for? Go on tour with Rob Zombie or go on tour with Ozzy?
Yeah.
See, Rob, it's been fun,
Right,
man.
no bad there.
It's like playing with back in the day, the Beatles or the Herman's Hermits or something. Who you gonna want to go with? But that's his key: finding good musicians. And with you guys, I know you do the whole you dress up like them and everything. And does the rest of the band do too? Do you guys have like any of the?
It's mostly Ozzy and our guitar player doing mainly Zach.
Uh-huh.
The rest of us dress like we belong.
Right.
I mean, most people say the name of Ozzy's bass player. Most of the general public couldn't tell you.
Hold on.
Right.
So in the beginning, I wanted Mike to become Rudy Sarzo with the striped pants and all that.
Yeah,
That's the
I had a
truth.
problem with
Mike
that.
fucking refused. But I mean, here's the thing. When we first approached this, we said that at all costs, at any cost, no matter what we were doing, we were going to give it our best shot to recreate that big giant fucking Ozzy era with the video and all the lights, and we own the video, we own the lights because we couldn't find the kind of production costs that goes along with it with most of the venues that we were playing. We really wanted to bring that shit forward, the production, because we think that, man, it's got to be big. It has to be big. If you're going to do a tribute band, do it as fucking close to the original artist as you possibly can, with costumery, with their stage props, their guitars, their amplification, their drums, the whole nine yards.
Personality.
Yeah, because that's really, you can go out and tribute artists and it's fine. However, I think if you're going to expect a top dollar ticket for people to come in and pay to see you play, and they want to see the original deal, give them as close to it as you possibly can. You're honoring it that way.
You're hoping they walk away feeling like they actually attended an Ozzy Osbourne concert.
Right, I mean, when somebody comes up to you and says, oh my God, that was like so awesome. You guys did everything, and the walk was just like him, and the talk was like him, and you sounded like him, and the guitar player did this, one guy, it's funny that he brings this up. So, like our second show, I guess it was ever, a guy came up and was complimenting me on how I move and do all of these
costume
and the costume and everything. He's like, you sound like him, and he goes, oh my God, you even got the teleprompter like Ozzy. And I was like, there's a reason for that, because I can't remember the fucking words either, So it was awesome fun, I mean, that's just great stuff that goes along with it. But I think if you're going to do a band, you should do it as big as you possibly can and try to get it as accurate to the original artist, just because I think that there's an authenticity to that.
Well, all of us are fans. And we all agreed that we want it to be something that we would pay to go see. If we were, just in the audience.
Think big, Mike.
Think big or go home.
Yeah, think big or go home. That's my thinking. I mean, you might as well go all the way. It's just like with the radio station, when I go to Pops or something and they let me put up my poster. You don't think I'm going to put up my poster? I'm going to put up my fucking poster, man. I don't care. And that's just the way it is. And if they're going to let me do it, I'm happy to do it. I saw you guys when you first started out, you were at the House of Rock.
Yes.
One night, the old House of Rock here in St. Louis, and
Conquest.
Yeah, with Conquest Metal, that was the first time I saw them too, and it was a great show and a very small venue. You know how cramped it was in there, and with all the people smoking and yapping and stuff. But you guys overpowered anybody talking. I mean, I couldn't hear anybody saying a word. I said what more times than I care to. But when you guys are on the stage like that, I noticed that you guys are all business up there on that stage too. I know you like to have fun, but and what you just said explains that to me. That this is big for you. This is serious shit here, and you guys get up there. I know you like to have fun, but at the same time, man, if something goes wrong or something doesn't feel right, you don't like it. And I can tell, man. So
we take it pretty serious. We take our fun seriously.
Take your fun seriously, right?
I always wanted to start a Guns N' Roses tribute band. I could be Axl, and then I'd book a show, and then
you look about as big as Axl Rose does.
And then I wouldn't show up.
Yeah. or show up late, right?
But yeah, what do you think about Axl now? He's more looking like a Meatloaf tribute band right now.
Oh,
how long that's gonna last?
Yeah,
that's not. You know what they're doing? Stadiums.
They're doing.
I can't believe that they think they're that good still that they can do stadiums.
I can't. They left. Any reason why you think they might have left St. Louis off the schedule?
Yeah.
They're not allowed back there, aren't they?
No.
I don't think so.
I was at that show. I was up on the lawn, and I headed for the gates the minute the shit started to fly. He leaped off the stage, and once he leaped off the stage, that was it. It was over.
I tell you what, the first time I saw Guns N' Roses, they opened up for Whitesnake, okay, in '87.
Oh, really?
All right, Guns N' Roses came out and played, and then I said to my friend, we were there to see Whitesnake. I saw Guns N' Roses, and I said, we got to go. He's like, why? I'm like, because they're going to suck now because this band just kicked ass. They were ass-kicking band. They really were.
Hungry.
Yeah. They were like the new Rolling Stones, in my opinion.
Yeah, I see.
They were great.
Yeah, Axl went to his head, man, and
we're getting like $1 million a show, I heard somewhere.
Yeah, they're playing stadiums. It's crazy. And I don't know how. They better have good people on the bill with them. I mean, it better be like a Monster of Rock fucking tour, because I don't see that.
I don't know who they would bring in that would draw enough attention to fill a stadium.
Well, they could do it. They could have a Monster Rock thing. You could put like people like Disturbed on there.
Do a jam with like 4 or 5 different bands on there, and
right. You'd have to
rock it out.
I mean, I think you're underestimating their selling power. Because,
there's a big audience.
Honestly. I wouldn't personally go. You couldn't give me a ticket because I really fucking hate Axl. I hate what he did to that band.
I love
that
Slash
band,
though.
That band was so great, and he single-handedly fucked that up. I hate him for that, and I wouldn't go see him for that today. But there are a shit ton of people out there that still, and I'm one of them. I still love the original Guns N' Roses.
Oh, I do too. Oh,
great band.
I mean, here's my opinion on it. Without Slash and even without Izzy Stradlin, because Izzy Stradlin wrote all them songs.
Yeah,
he's back in. I just heard it. He is in.
Because that's the core right there, And I'm kind of pissed off they didn't let Steven Adler come in. But what are you gonna do? He can only see out of one side of his face or something, or he looks like
he looks like Popeye the Sailor.
But you're right. It was
Slash fan though. Slash, I love him to death. His guitar playing excites me, and he's got that old school throwback style going on, and it's pure raw hard rock metal, Aerosmith sounding. He's a man. And Duff McKagan, I love him on bass too.
I love Slash because when I went to see him live, I'm Italian, and he played the Godfather theme as part of his solo. So I was hooked. That was it. I'm like, yeah, he's good.
He's good.
But he's like a lot of people don't know that he's not white.
He's mixed, right?
Yeah, he's black and white. You could. I mean, not that it matters, but if you didn't know, you would never know that. You could never tell.
His mother was a designer for the music industry, artist.
Yes,
in the 70s.
Yes, she was. She did
and I think his dad did album covers.
His dad did album covers. You're right, absolutely. And here's another piece of trivia you didn't know.
See, I told you folks out there. Now listen up. Hold on. I told you folks you were going to learn something about the rock industry that you didn't know. So go ahead, Guido. Knock them out, man.
He actually was childhood friends with Flea of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They used to play street football together.
Really?
And another band too. I forgot. There was another guy in another band that he used to play with. But it was the part of California they lived in was better class because his dad was a fucking album cover designer and that. But he knew Lenny Kravitz, he knew Flea, so he knew some of these people before they were even famous, which is kind of neat in my opinion. I don't know,
no, that's cool stuff.
Yeah,
exposed to a lot as a kid. From what I hear, the arts and music and the whole music industry.
Right. Well, here in Buffalo, New York, the music industry, this music scene sucks because it's all corporate bullshit, and doesn't play local artists or whatever. I mean, the only band to make it out of Buffalo, New York in the last 25 years is the Goo Goo Dolls. So, I mean, it's just, the industry everywhere sucks, I mean, and that's why we try to make a change with it. We play independents, we play old, we play new, because you don't hear that on FM radio, man. You don't hear that,
No, good for you guys for doing that, though, because that's how the stuff happens.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to give a shot.
It's a music revolution.
For the sake of the song, I mean, there's a lot to be said for the sake of the song, and I think there's so many people like yourselves, like us, that we live our lives for the sake of the song, to bring the song forward. And whether that be you're tributing somebody or doing original music or whatever, but there are people in the trenches trying to keep real music alive. And as long as there's us, there's an audience. That's the way I look at it. There will be an audience for it. Maybe it won't be as big as the new Britney Spears thing that comes out or whatever is happening today. It's not going to be as big as that. It's not going to sell as much as that. But it's still there, and there are still people supporting it. And it's just a matter of finding them. Because, our local radio stations here, and I'm not going to badmouth them too bad because they might sponsor us at some point. But they don't really support a whole lot, No. It's all big money, and I get it. I mean, I'm a business person. I get it. It's big, giant money that they're after, and they have to have that to support their rent, their DJs, their everything. They have to have that. But when it was grassroots, and I can remember a time, the Casey Seeds albums and all these local concerts they would support and bring in, music was a family.
Right.
It's so much not that now. It sucks.
It's all about money anymore.
It is, and it's
about money. And
everything good,
Yeah,
well, that's why the rock. One of the reasons why the rock community is not as strong anymore, because these young kids growing up now are seeing that, oh shit, I'm a pretty girl. I got an okay voice. I can be famous.
Right.
And no talent. It aggravates me because it's like, the kids that were growing up in the 60s and in the 70s became the bands of the 80s and 90s. They were music lovers, and they knew everything, the Kisses and the Zeppelins and whatever, and they took all that music. Yeah, see? And they made all that music good. Some of my favorite bands in the world I'm a big Stones fan, okay? So in turn, in the 90s, one of my favorite bands were the Black Crowes. Why? Well, they sounded like the Stones,
Yeah, sure.
So they didn't steal from them. I think they just honored them by
influenced by them, obviously.
Right. And same with Lenny Kravitz, early Lenny Kravitz. That's the kind of rock.
There's a 70s sound going on there.
Totally. Yeah. And I loved the 70s style, but with the 80s and 90s technology and advancements and stuff.
It's exciting.
Right. It made it more excited. And now what happened? One of the things that happened is grunge came in. Kind of fucked a lot of things up, It really did. But grunge gave away to my opinion, a good time in music, the post-punk period with Green Days and stuff like that.
I do like Green Day.
That the Foo Fighters, that's the really last great era of rock and roll is the late '90s, early 2000s.
Probably, yeah.
It's it.
The generation, it played itself out with the hair bands, and everybody's like, all right, if I dress like them and I got a song with at least a good chorus or sing-along chorus, we can do something to get on MTV.
Right.
So retarded towards the end of the 80s with MTV and the hair metal. It just really got out of control. And it needed to be squashed somehow, but I didn't see it.
Well, grunge had to happen. It did. Because you're right. The hair bands, which I listened to a lot of them, later 80s, they started becoming too many of them. And they weren't all good anymore. You know what I mean? Let's face it, your original ones, like, your Motley Crues and, Dawkins and all those ones.
Rat,
they were good. but then later on, they weren't so good. Which is any
generic versions coming.
Right. Oh, this guy's got good hair. He must be able to play guitar. That's how it was more about getting girls and money than it was about playing the music. And that kind of almost ruined music for a while. And grunge kind of had to happen. The music industry needed to change, but I didn't like it. I didn't get it.
No, I didn't either. I was bummed out because to me, the metal went away.
Right.
But on the upside, grunge came in, and then everything went to the alternative music.
Right.
But then Ozfest started. And
right.
Relaunched metal again with a different look, and it wasn't all glam and all that. It was guys with the all in black and jeans and shaved
T-shirts.
heads.
Yep. I love that like I said, one of my favorite bands is Disturbed, and I actually seen them for the first time on Ozfest.
All those guys.
And he came in and played Down with the Sickness, and I'm like, what is this? And I became a fan. And there's a lot of those metal bands that came out in the late 90s and that are good, but not this new stuff, man. I mean, the last week I'm listening to the top, because we play new music, I have to listen to all rock,
Sure.
The top 5 rock songs on the rock charts, not the modern rock charts, the hard rock charts, sound like they're friggin' pop rap songs.
Yeah.
And
spot now again.
Right. And it sucks. And, then there's still some bands out there still making it, but it's so, I mean, you got Breaking Benjamin, who's a huge band, and Disturbed is a huge band. They have to tour together because nobody's going to these shows.
Right.
That's but that becomes good for the fans now.
I was going to say it's good for the fans, yeah.
If you look at it now, a lot of these bands are doing that now. And I'll tell you what, I'll pay $100 to see 2 big bands before I'd pay it to see 1 big band.
Well, the festivals are a big business in the spring and summer, though. And we played a huge festival last summer in Wisconsin. And they had Godsmack wanted to be in the headliner, but Priest was there one night. They had 3 Days Grace actually was fantastic. They put on a great Shine Down.
Shine Down was there.
Even Jackal played at that festival and put on a great show. They were entertaining.
And then during the day, when the main stage was lit up, during the day, they had great, I'll call them up-and-coming bands like Shaman's Harvest. Play.
Oh, yeah.
Just great up-and-coming bands, So
that was a great festival. What was the name of that one? Rockfest in Wisconsin. It's a great festival.
I want to go see the Rocklahoma one in Oklahoma.
I'd like to see that one.
I think the 2 top bands are Disturbed and oh my God, it was another huge band. Oh, was it Judas Priest? It was somebody
Judas
like
Priest,
that. Yeah, and that's pretty cool.
That's
another festival I like is the one in Tennessee.
Memphis Music in May?
No, it's the big Bonnaroo.
Bonnaroo,
yeah. There's always the Bonnaroo Festival is cool because you'll have like Paul McCartney one day, and then you'll have like Metallica the next day, or you got a rap act in there, and it's just music. Now, music as a whole, I can handle some of the rap and hit stuff like that, but it should all be played together. That's what we need is something that plays everything. Oh, look at the dog. Look at the dog.
Oh, she's on candy camera. Yeah, she's a rocker girl.
Yeah, we thought about doing an all show like this where the fans could see us when we do the show, but we can't get YouTube. It's so hard to connect us, and every time we drop the call, So we want to do a show where they can actually see us, And
well, I don't know about him, but they want to see me.
Oh, they want to see this. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, you're hot. Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever.
Like I said, I'm not conceited. I'm convinced.
I see you're in a studio there, Dave.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about bringing together 4 or 5 of these tribute bands and putting together a CD?
No, I think you would run into some legality there for certain.
Okay.
With royalties. I'm sure that you would.
You'd have to pay somebody.
You'd have to pay.
Oh, definitely, you'd have to pay somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
There's probably not enough money to represent us to even do that, because you'd have to have an attorney involved as soon as.
And would you want to change your songs and do your own version of it? That's a tough call.
Yeah,
that's true.
See, the thing is that, like, when you guys, it protects you guys when you're playing live, and it's always has. I ran a bar, and that you pay ASCAP fees, licenses.
Does,
The bar pays it, or the club or wherever you're playing. So you should be protected, and there shouldn't be an issue. But what these bands have the issue with is that some of them feel that, and here's my opinion on it, is some of them feel that you're better than them because they're old, they get older or whatever, and maybe more people go see you.
And that happened. You're a young version of them, what they did originally.
Right. And that's what people want to see. So I think they're scared more than they're money hungry.
Yeah, maybe they might be. Here's the thing about the tribute industry. You can take your family out, and most of the big shows that we play in the summer, there'll be 3 or 4 bands on the bill. They're all great fucking bands. I mean, off the chain great bands. Almost Kiss. We played with a Metallica one called One out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Fucking off the chain.
They were fantastic.
Off the fucking chain killer. But you can go see 4 tribute bands for about $25 a head. And that includes a couple drinks, probably, maybe even a T-shirt. So you can take your family, your kids, for about $100, $150 to see a full-blown 4 or 5 hour show.
We've ran into this at these festivals where it'd be mom and dad and their kids. They go, we couldn't afford to take our kids to see the real Ozzy, but this is as close as getting to it as we can, and we're so glad we brought him here.
Yeah, and
that's excellent.
It's neat to see that, but at the same time, I guess from a business point of view, from the real band's point of view, I'm sure that there's probably a bone of contention there a little bit because, you've got, we've played a couple shows that are 12, 14,000 people, know, and that's a significant number. And now they won't, like Black Sabbath was playing in Kansas City just like 2 weeks ago. We're not doing a show by design at the venue that's closest to there because they don't want that competition there. And that is by design. But that tells you that numbers are supporting it.
Yeah. And that's good. And it is supported because we got some, tribute bands here in Buffalo, and I think our I forgot the name of the Ozzy tribute band we have here. I think it's called Crazy Train. It's called Crazy Train. That's it. And and then we got a Metallica band called Battery, and that's I think the key to it is like they're in every city. You're not the only Ozzy tribute band. There's not they're all over the place. But if you get endorsed like Kiss is doing, or like you said, the Ozzy camp knows you exist and they're not saying any bad things, is a good thing.
Yeah.
Definitely
and it's a feather in your cap. Because I've seen some tribute bands that were like, wow, and then I've seen some of that where like, holy shit, he sounds better than the guy does live. I've seen a Guns N' Roses tribute band one time. And I thought the guy that was doing Axl Rose sounded better than Axl Rose.
Well, that's not hard. That's not hard.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm
that's
just
the way. That's the way I think. Well, listen.
Heagle one last year that was like that they had a David Lee Roth.
Oh my God! You thought you were looking at a young David Lee Roth.
I mean,
nice.
Minute I was like, holy.
He had everything. The talk, even when he talked to the crowd.
Atomic Punks. We played with them in Rewind.
Oh,
in
they're big.
Alabama. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen them actually. They came to New York before. I've seen them. Yeah,
they're really good.
Right. They played in my club I had, and the dude, he was a big douchebag. The dude, the lead singer. But I've I had a club before, and I've had the club that I had a national band back out on me and keep the money.
Really?
I won't say any of their names, but they're associated with a fairy tale with the like Cinderella or something like that. Anyways, that's the band. 10 G's, 5 down, didn't show, kept the 5.
Really?
No shit, they backed out on you. Well, like I said, you learn something new on our show all the time.
Had throat issues.
Guido couldn't afford an attorney because I'd have sued the fuck out of him. But anyway, listen, we're gonna do an Ozzy song. We're gonna play "I Don't Know," and we're gonna take a real short break. Okay. Jeff Myers has been talking to me on the chat. Hey, Jeff, hang on just a minute, man. If you want, I can bring you in. Okay, if you're on Skype, I can bring you in, no problem. Jeff Myers. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and do this tune, give you guys a short little break, okay? And we'll be right back with Mike and Dave in just a couple of minutes. You're listening to The Conjugal Visit, KGFRocks.com.
We'll be right back. Well, that's fun.
I don't think the video's running live.
I don't think it's fun.
I think the audio is.
Well, I guess we're not. I guess we're not. It doesn't want to play for me. I don't know what the deal is. Guys, are you still there? I guess they're taking a break along with me here. I'm trying to find the tunage, man. So we're going to... Let's do this instead.
Okay.
Let me play something else here from one of our other bands. And I've been trying to get this to download, and it won't download for me, and now it won't play. So I'm going to do, I got one here that I'm going to put in that I haven't played in quite a while. We're going to do some, let's do, nope, not going to do that either. Well, let's get back to talking, because it doesn't look like it wants to play for us. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. It just the song just didn't want to play for me.
We all left.
You all left. I don't blame you, man, because I'm really shitty at this, and I've been trying really hard here, and it just doesn't want to download for me. So anyway, you guys got a full summer all planned out, or what do you got going on?
We are working on summer dates as we speak. We've got some exciting things to announce, but we can't announce them just yet. Every summer we do this, and it sucks. I wish that we planned further in advance, but a lot of the venues that book tribute bands, the tribute bands are like on the B schedule. So they book all their national tours first, and then they kind of drag their feet on the tribute bands, and then we get added in a month or two before the show date. So unfortunately, we don't have a bunch of exciting stuff to tell you about at the moment, but there is some exciting things happening.
It usually kicks in right about now.
Yeah, we're going to be going to probably Alaska, maybe Puerto Rico, back up to Wisconsin for certain. Kansas City, couple dates. We got we got our latest Kansas City one that we can talk about. But then we have a St. Louis show that is very exciting, which we can't announce shit on either.
Joplin show, right?
And yeah, then there's a Joplin show coming up, and then there's also a outside of Joplin somewhere show coming up. But all of which will be on our website eventually, OzzyTributeBand.com.
This is when it all starts falling into place this time of year, and summers are.
Well, I think you're actually linked on our links page.
Yeah, I believe so.
Your Facebook or your webpage is linked. Yeah, but I tried a tribute act one time, but nobody would book us. It was the John Holmes 70s tribute act, and
that could be a problem.
I got one show, and that was it.
Well, if you're Italian.
But the tryouts for the talent were my favorite part. So.
I'm sure that was. I'm sure it was. being as talented as you are. Drinking an ice cold beer, Dave?
I am. I'm having myself a frosty cold blue.
I am too.
Yeah,
I'm drinking trailer beer.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys, we're so glad.
Here in New York, it's trendy to drink. Go ahead.
What's that?
I think he forgot what he was going to say. I said, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, listen, guys, it's been great having you on the show.
Thank you.
Hey, man, you know what? If there's something we can do together this summer, please don't hesitate to ask. We'd love to maybe sponsor a show, maybe get our flag out there and wave it for you, and back you guys up, maybe do a couple of ads for you and throw you on. And we would look forward to maybe talking to you again later on this summer.
That would be
That'd
fantastic.
Be fantastic.
Yeah, because we're going to have a couple of very exciting announcements coming up, and we'd love to do them live here and stream it. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. And thanks a lot for sharing our show on Facebook and everywhere that you did. We really do appreciate it, man. Thank you It's guys like you that makes our show grow, and it helps our station grow as well. So we do appreciate you guys coming in for us.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
All right. It was great talking to you guys. You guys take it easy, okay?
All right. Have a good evening, gentlemen.
You too. Good night, guys. Thank you. See, they're still talking.
you gotta hang up on them.
I'm trying to, but it won't let me. This Skype is really strange tonight. There, we got him gone now. So,
where'd you go? I don't see you anymore.
Well, I had to take off the camera because I had to reload a song. I don't know why that song didn't play. That was kind of disappointing. But hey, listen, what the hell? It is what it is. And so anyway, that was great, man. That was a lot of fun. Hey, man, we talked about all kinds of shit, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them guys rock, man. It was a lot of fun. So that was a whole lot of fun. Yeah.
So is MJ coming in tonight?
Yeah, and Mary Jane is going to be with us. We're going to see if she's ready to go. But in the meantime, what we're going to do, why don't I play this Ozzy song and see if this one will play for me? How's that sound? Let's see if this will play. Nope, it's not going to play. I don't know what happened. I think maybe our playlist is full, and so I am not going to be able to play it. I don't know what the deal is. I have no idea what the hell happened. Maybe it's copyright. Maybe not. I don't know. So anyway,
who knows with technology?
Yeah, they had a new track. Anyway, I did that. Anyway.
Let's. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. I just asked her if she was ready, but we'll hear back from her just shortly. But the aspect of a tribute band, and these guys are really smart, and I just had a whole lot of fun. Just had a whole lot of fun talking to them guys. Yeah,
it helped being able to see them too.
Yeah, it did. It did help. That way we could see reaction and stuff.
Right. You talk to people, and we talk over the phone, and we can hear their voice and that, but you can't see them. And like you said, sometimes the reactions and whatever, you could see what's going on around them, and it makes for a better conversation, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
Are they paying attention, or are they doing something else? Like I can see when you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah. So anyway,
you do that a lot.
Folks, we can't. Since she's not coming in, let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about the. Let's talk about our fund drive, okay, folks. We kind of need your help, and if you're listening to our show and you enjoyed tonight's interview and our show, to help keep us going, we need your help, and if you could take care of all of that and help us out, we would really, really appreciate it. And just go to the website, click on where it says to donate, and you'll get your name in lights, or you'll get CDs, or whatever it is. But that's not what's important. What's important is what you hear, and it's your choice. And in order to keep your choice alive, we need your help. Okay, so we really do appreciate it. Thank you. That's all I got. Okay, she says she's ready. Okay, she's
all right,
ready.
Good.
Let's add her that way.
Let's add her.
She's struggling to get her headset on. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
Guys.
How you doing? We're good. How you doing this evening?
I'm great.
Hi.
Yeah.
I was just rolling a joint myself.
Hi.
Yeah, fucking stoner. What up?
This how
Whatever.
Right blows the joint.
Oh, no, please don't. You're just a sick bastard.
Want to do it again?
We just
We'll do
we
the
just
microphone.
had a great interview. It was a whole lot of fun to do, and we're in a really good mood. So we need the weather. We need to know a forecast. What are you working on? What city are we doing?
All right, we are gonna do Climax, Pennsylvania.
It seems like
I think I've come there. I mean, went there.
You probably have.
yeah, I've come there too.
It looks like it is 51 degrees at the moment right now in Climax, Pennsylvania. The tonight low will be 40 degrees, light rain. In the morning, it'll be 47 degrees. Looks like you're going to have partly cloudy skies into Wednesday. And it's going to be very cold, 28 degrees on Monday night. So have your Snuggies and slippers
plenty of climaxes.
I must be really close to climax. I must be really close to climax because right now in Buffalo, New York, it's 51 degrees, and the high on Wednesday is going to be 29 degrees.
It's the same thing.
So it's exactly the same weather.
Yeah, so you guys have to stay warm. So
I must be close to the.
Have lots of sex.
I'm really close to climax.
That's what I'm saying. Have lots of sex and keep warm.
Lots of sex and keep warm, right?
Yeah. Just be safe about it, people. Be safe about it.
Yes. Well, being safe is what it's supposed to be all
Cover
about,
your
right?
cover your pee-pee when you go in the teepee.
Exactly.
Well, having a climax. Having a climax Pennsylvania makes me feel better because it's not the only place in the country where you can get off.
No, it's not.
And climax is just a reminder of all of that. Well, Climax Pennsylvania. Let's see, who's the mayor? McSperm or yeah, okay.
Senor Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah.
There, oh my. Oh yes.
Mary Jane, did you ever get a rusty fish hook?
Yeah, what is that? I've heard that before. What is that?
Rusty fish hooks when the guy sticks his finger in the girl's ass and then hooks it in her mouth.
What the fuck?
That's sick. Where do you come up with these things, man?
How about the rusty trombone?
No,
How about that rusty trombone?
No out mouth. I don't know what that is. What is that?
That's no.
What is it?
That's the
School
same thing.
me.
It's where you have anal sex and then put your trombone in her mouth.
I'm so
Oh no! Just don't do that. Why do you gotta go there, man?
How about the Cleveland Steamer?
The Cleveland Steamer?
Yeah, you shit on the chest, you know.
Oh, we're not into that though. Are you into that? You thought my granny panties were bad. You're all into the scat thing.
No, really, are people really into that?
I don't understand how you could be. That's disgusting.
Why would have someone shit on your chest be such a turn on?
I don't get that.
I don't know, but they're all over the internet. If you put in scat on the internet, you'll find
He
it.
thinks my granny panties are bad. I mean...
So, do you guys have any weird fetishes?
Yeah, I like to eat spaghetti while sex.
You like to eat spaghetti while you're having sex?
If I talk about my fetishes, it'll take up the whole 3-hour block we have. So we're not.
I'm an equal opportunity fetish. I mean, I there's a few things that I'm into, but
What, you don't want to share? Are
nothing,
you too shy?
nothing disgusting. No, I'm not too shy. I like granny panties and
Granny panties.
I'm not into kids or none of that crap. Huh?
There's
What?
nothing with granny panties.
Nothing wrong with granny panties if they're on a hot girl.
Depends on if they're on the granny or not.
No, they're not on granny. See, there we go. There's a misconception about the whole fetish. There's a misconception about the whole fetish thing. No question about it. You've really screwed it up, man. And last week he wouldn't talk about naming his genitalia. because his wife was in the room.
She was in
Oh,
the
is
studio.
that what it was?
That's what it was. Remember?
Well, you should have asked her if she named it because I thought usually women name their
Yeah.
men.
No,
I mean,
I'm Italian. I named it.
I mean, have you named? I mean, did you name your partner's genitalia?
Who, me?
Yeah, she said
Yeah,
fine.
Mary Jane.
My
She
dick.
said-
It's my dick.
That's your
Right.
dick. Yeah,
That's
see,
my dick.
Yeah.
that's your dick. Okay.
That's how I
Not
would-
Richard, not your Richard, but your dick.
No, my dick. That's my dick.
My dick. Okay. See, now that makes me feel better. Now I know for sure. Okay. All
He was
right.
confused. It was his dick, but
Yeah. The hammer of Thor.
the hammer at the.
The hammer of
how would you-
Thor.
How would you like some, Alfredo sauce and some meatballs? That's what I say.
Some meatballs. Yeah. Mine is Rocky. You never know. Very Rocky. Well, listen, Mary Jane, thanks for coming in with us tonight. I'm glad you did.
It's always fun.
It's always fun. We get off on these tangents, man. I don't know.
You guys crack me up.
Sometimes I don't know, man. We're on the edge of the envelope, so we want to be careful. But thanks for coming on tonight. I do appreciate you showing up tonight, and you're wonderful as always. And I hope you have a very pleasant evening and a very cool week. We'll see you next week, baby doll.
Sounds good to me. You guys have a wonderful night. Keep toking, Guido.
Yeah, you go.
Adios.
Adios.
Bye, you guys. Mwah.
Mwah. Yeah, she's so freaking cute. I can't stand it. Anyway, and she's willing to talk about just about anything. Rusty fish hook. What the fuck is that? You sick
I
bastard.
just told you what the fuck it was.
What the fuck?
How about the
was
Dirty
that?
Sanchez?
The Dirty Sanchez? I don't know anything
Yeah.
about the Dirty Sanchez.
It's where you stick your finger in her butt and then you give her a mustache.
And you give her a mustache. Ah, ick.
Yeah, the Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm here.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Can you hear
oh
me?
man. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. You hear me okay? All right, let's go over the shows real quick. What we got coming up this week? We got Monday night is.
Well, before you go and tell the schedule, just want to announce that Zookeeper Bob is taking a little bit of a break for. He's got to take care of some business, so he'll be off the air for a few weeks.
Very cool, very cool. But he will be back. He will be back. And then we've got on Monday night we've got Rob Boyer and the Metal Anima show, and then on Tuesday midday we have Diamond, and then Wild Bill Hill is Tuesday nights, right? Tuesday evening, I think. And then Wednesday we have
Yes.
King Guido.
No. There's nobody Tuesday evening. I'll do it from King Guido. No, you did it wrong.
Okay, you do it then.
Didn't you?
No,
Is it
Wednesday.
Tuesday? No.
Wednesday midday is Wild Bill Hill, isn't it?
Yes,
Okay,
it is.
and then you on Wednesday evening, and then of course Thursday will be open, and then Friday, if I can, I will be doing a show this weekend, this Friday, and probably that's about it. And
Wild Bill does a show on Friday afternoons.
And Wild Bill does a show on Friday afternoons, correct. So we've got a full schedule during the week. We've got more shows to come. Hope you can tune in for that. Remember, we survive with you guys, man. And we do appreciate you listening to our Conjugal Visit show and the radio station. Because we know you're listening, man.
Who's on the program next week?
On the program next week, are you ready for this, man? This is going to be a good show next week. This is going to be a killer show. If I could only think about it, just gonna think about that. We are, God bless America. I always do this. You always throw the curveball at me, man. I'm never ready for you.
How did I throw the curveball at you? It's Bad Boy Eddie.
It's Bad Boy Eddie.
Isn't it?
No, it's not. No, it's not. Hang on. Hang on.
We got this thing called our website, dude. Why don't you just go there, our Conjugal Visits page?
Yeah, okay. On the 6th.
Go to Conjugal Visits page.
Yeah, it's on Facebook, and it's Ulrich Ellison from the Tribe. And they are debuting their new album. this following Sunday is going to be Bad Boy Eddie. Will be Bad Boy Eddie, and that will be Mike Saker from Bad Boy Eddie, the lead guitarist. So, got lots of shows to look forward to, and I hope you all can join us for that, okay? And we do appreciate you tuning in tonight. You still with me there, Guido?
I'm here, man.
Yeah. And let's see, what else? That's it, man. That's all we got. And we got like 4 minutes to kill, so what else you want to talk about?
I don't know. I just want to say,
no, we don't want to come on. Listen, we don't want
to. No, nothing really. I just talk about how this class. Wait, hold on. Go and vote for this week's Artist of the Week. It's
yeah. There you go.
We got to talk about that now. This week, you guys chose Janis Joplin. Good choice in that.
Yeah.
And this coming week, you can choose again at kgfrocks.com, and you scroll down the page a little bit, and it'll be there. But before you get to the Artist of the Week, stop by the Save the Internet Radio signed up petition, and if you would like to, go to the Save the Music donation page, read it there. You can see what it's all about. You get yourself a gift, and it's really cool, and you'll be helping us out. But the Artists of the Week this week that you can vote for are Sammy Hagar, Godsmack, or Blondie. What a mix.
Yeah, definitely a good mix. So I know who I'm voting for.
Yeah.
I know who I'm voting for. Yeah, I'm Sammy Hagar all the way. Just did it.
I'm Godsmack.
Godsmack? Nice.
Godsmack. That's my vote. Yeah.
Nice.
So you can vote for who you want. Will we have the first ever back-to-back female winners?
Yes. Yes, it could be. If Blondie wins, we'll have a female 2 in a row. Janis Joplin won this week for this week, and then the following week could be Blondie. So that would be awesome. We could do that. That would be nice.
Or will be the classic sounds of Sammy Hagar.
Right.
But you never know. So the only way you can let that person win is if you go to kgfrocks.com and vote for the Artist of the Week. That doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
And then stop by the donation page and the petition page. Help us out if you really like listening to us. And we appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much. And I guess that's about
all I got
it.
to say this week.
That's it. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to the Conjugal Visits, and we hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. Stay tuned for new shows coming up all the time, and we're still working on a few things for the month of March, so a lot of good things coming your way from kgfrocks.com. Hope you all can stay tuned and keep rocking. This is Free Ride, and my friend Guido saying, see ya.
Later.
It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on kgfrocks.com.